So people always try to judge fathers about the children. And you got to realize once they get grown, they on their own.
Right.
And some of them are grown before they of age. They're doing their own thing. You know, I've seen people that had the school district on them because the kids won't go to school, and they tell them, well, I can't make them go, but then they want the parents to be fined and all that. But sometimes your children are so unruly they won't listen to anybody. So you can pray and pray that you don't harm them, and pray that, so especially because you get to the point where you're frustrated, you're ready to choke somebody. So that's when the good fresh air helps you out. I don't care if it's a nor'easter out there or whatever, get you some air before you hurt somebody. Amen. And even today, as I see so many people just killing babies and putting them in garbage cans and stuff, there's a murdering spirit in our nation.
Yes.
And we need to pray for these people that if they don't want their children, they'll at least take them somewhere safe. And we pray for these people that want to just wipe out the whole family instead of just go on and leave. Let the other people have life. So we are living in a truly treacherous time.
Amen.
But as a father, I was reading through the book of Ruth this morning. And it said, now how does Ruth get to fathers? Well, in the beginning of Ruth 1:1, in the days when the judges ruled, there was a famine in the land. So a man from Bethlehem in Judah, together with his wife and 2 sons, went to live for a while in the country of Moab. The man's name was Elimelech. His wife's name was Naomi. And the names of his 2 sons were Mahlon and Chilion. They were Ephraimites from Bethlehem in Judah. They went to Moab to live there. Now Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left with her 2 sons. They married Moabite women, one named Oprah and the other Ruth. And after they lived there about 10 years, both Mahlon and Chilion also died. And Naomi was left without her 2 sons and their husband. Now, due to a famine, this father tried to put his family in a better position to prosper.
Right.
It didn't happen. Some of the best intentions in the end caused failure, or they ended in failure. But it was the willingness to try that mattered. You know, as a father, you call sometimes to make some tough decisions. And, you know, especially if you got a wife, all that, you know, and they don't agree with the decisions. Sometimes you have to switch into father mode. you know. As I was watching the NBA playoffs, and the referees going back and forth, they had several decisions I didn't agree with. One time there's a foul, the next time it's not a foul on the same play. You know, it was just crazy. That one Laurie, he should get an Oscar the way.
Yeah.
If you get close to him, he just fall out and roll all over the floor. You know, and he jump into people and he get a foul. He jumped in with an outside track. Right. But anyway, but you know, as a father, sometimes you make decisions everybody don't agree with. And sometimes you have to just go with the way the Spirit is leading. Now this father saw his family was starving. And he saw that the land next to him was prospering. So he had to make a decision. Do we stay here and starve to death, or do we move to a better land? Now when he moved to the better land, he died. But there's still a thing to look at. He still died in a more prosperous place. If he would have died in his homeland, then they still would have been worse off, because he would have been dead and they'd still been starving. So they died in a prosperous land. Then it said over the next 10 years, both boys died. So that left Ruth having to make some decisions. So Ruth thought about it, and then we go down to verse 6. When Naomi heard, and Naomi and Ruth decided to return to Bethlehem. Verse 6, when Naomi heard in Moab that the Lord had come to the aid of his people by providing food for them, she said to her daughter-in-laws, prepared to return home from here. With her 2 daughter-in-laws, she left the place where she had been living and set out on the road that would take them back to the land of Judah. Then Naomi said to her daughter-in-laws, go back, each of you, to your mother's home. May the Lord show you kindness, as you have shown kindness to your dead husbands and me. May the Lord grant that each of you will find rest in the home of another husband. Then she kissed them goodbye, and they wept out loud. And she said to her, we will go back with you to your people. But Naomi said, return home, my daughters. Why would you come with me? Am I going to have any more sons? Would you become your husbands? Return home, my daughters. I'm too old to have another husband. And even if I thought there was still hope for me, even if I had a husband tonight and then gave birth to sons, would you wait until they grow up? Who would you remain unmarried for them? No, my daughters, it's more bitter for me than for you, because the Lord's hand is turned against me. And as they wept out loud again, then Oprah kissed her mother-in-law goodbye. But Ruth clung to her. Now see, this Oprah didn't become a billionaire. Like I heard. She wasn't willing to suffer for a future that she didn't know anything about. Now there's some people say that she left and she gave up, but she was, she weeped and begged her to go. So that sometimes when that last piece of chicken left and they keep telling you can have it, no, you can have it, then when you take it, they get upset. Or people give you money they didn't really want to give you. Here, here's the 20. No, I don't want it, but dog, take it. Here, but you really didn't want to give it 20. They take the 20, dog, they took my last 20. Or they go pay the check and the rest of it. We all been there. So this conversation with her daughter-in-laws, I'm picturing they got her close enough to where she could see her home country. So they kept her safe, walking the road. She didn't have to walk the road by herself. And as she was about to approach her own land, and she was seeing how good these young ladies were to her, she started thinking, it's not right for me to take them to a foreign land, but they're not going to treat them like they're Israelites. And they're going to have to go through some changes. So it's bad for them, the young, beautiful women, to go on back to where they were and start again. They can have a family and they can prosper. And Oprah counted up the cost and said, that sounded good to me. So she left her alone. But Ruth replied, don't urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, your God, my God. Wow. And this is this. And where you die, I will die. And there I will be buried. May the Lord deal with me, be it ever so severely, even if death separates you and me. When Naomi realized that Ruth was determined to go with her, she stopped arguing with her. This is the deep commitment. Yes. When you die, I'm going to die. If you broke, I'm broke. A lot of people don't realize in a marriage, some people have secret hid money. But in a marriage, it should be equal. One of us shouldn't be prospering, the other one straight. Secret bank accounts and all that ain't right. But if the other person go blow their money and yours, it may be. So I'm not gonna get it. This ain't the day for that. But I'm just saying. But sometimes, if you married to a fool to blow all the money, then you might need that as a stash. But as we were dealing with this, she was talking about, I will be where you will be. Not only will I die with you, but death is not gonna separate us. What she was not talking about getting in the hole with her. She was talking about the love that they had for each other. That I love you so much. Even if you die first or I die first, whoever goes first, the love will continue on. And it was kind of funny. Yesterday we were helping Drea move, and I had two of my great nephews with me. And so I was able to tell them stories about my dad and how my dad was, and they were laughing. And they had a chance to know something about my dad being halfway crazy. We were talking about how he would always tell you how to do something. He would sit on a bucket and instruct you. And he would drink a beer and tell you, paint this way. No, you painting the wrong way. You got to show me. And he was a very good instructor. And then he would tell you, take a break and give him another beer. But the brother never got off of where he was sitting. But he could sit there and tell you the proper way to do whatever. If you fix it, whatever, a pipe or whatever he's doing, he knew how to do it. And he knew how to instruct you. Brake job on your car or whatever. And I was just telling my dad, he was a good teacher, but he was not a good assistant. Right. He wasn't going to do it for you. But that's just, and I was able to share a generational thing with my great nephews, and I felt good to be able to tell them something they didn't know about their great grandfather. Well, great on that. So, and then she's going back and forth with your people and my people. And then she goes on, don't call. And she said, so the two women went until they came to Bethlehem. And when they arrived in Bethlehem, the whole town was stirred because of them. And the women exclaimed, can this be Naomi? Don't call me Naomi, she told her. Call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me back empty. Why call me Naomi? The Lord has afflicted me. The Almighty has brought misfortune upon me. So Naomi's in a bit of depression. You know, Dr. Oz or something would tell her that she's dealing with clinical depression. You know, her field would be all over. She was like, don't call me that prosperous name I used to have. Call me bitter. Life has been bitter. You ever been around people that life has just wore them down? And, you know, you get around these people that just give up on everything and don't want to talk about nothing. You know, and I try to get away from them as quick as possible because I don't want that spirit on me. You know, I pray for you and I see you, but I'm not going to sit there and listen to you all the things that went wrong. She said she went out full and came back empty. Not realizing she went out full with her sons and stuff and her husband, but she came back with a woman that was going to be blessed. She had a blessing with her. She had a woman with her that God was fitting to bless through her. And as she prospered, Naomi was going to prosper. But sometimes we don't see the plan God has. Even though our loved ones have died, even though our fathers may have died, but they put us in a position where we could be blessed. They put us in a position where we could see where God would have us. And regardless of what your relationship may have been with your father, your heavenly father was watching over you. Your heavenly father was keeping you in a position. The people you're surrounded with, the people in your life. God put certain people in your life to be a blessing. You know, even as I thought the 3 times that we went to Drea's house, and 3 or 4 times, you know, we said I done toured that house so many times. The church went, the other people in the church said they didn't see it, so they went. You know, and then we was all going walking through this house. All the ladies thought we was crazy. I never seen that many people come to a house to look at a house. Usually, you know, a few members of your family or whatever, or the parents and the kids, but we breaking numbers up in there. There was a rainy day or wonder day. You know. But I was just seeing the people praying and people declaring that this is yours. That we are declaring as a church, we are declaring as a family, that this is your home. And you know, I pictured myself sitting on the back porch. I told her I already got a little refrigerator I'm going to put back there. You know, to keep little cool beverages and stuff. And I got a little project going in the back. I've already, you know, I got a little corner reserved that's going to have my stuff in it. You know, I got an extra little table I'm going to take over there to put my little refrigerator on. You know, I'm visualizing this. You know, they gotta get a more comfortable chair in the basement. That one sits too low. but you see, as you see the blessing, you know, when I think about, you know, she been living in my house 41 years, off and on. So she owed me some crashing time. You know, and that's what God blesses you with. Yeah, I mean, it's awesome to see how God will bless you when He puts you in a position. And she listened to everything I told her as a father, to do this and do that, to get your debt paid off, do this and that, to work towards it. And she said, I'm going to listen to you because you're the man of God. And she kept saying, I'm going to listen to you because you're the man of God. It wasn't a father thing. It was a spiritual thing. And that she did and took my advice, and she got in a position to be blessed. And I've watched that over the years when I tell people things as a minister and the father of this church, and they don't do what I tell them to, it doesn't turn out like they thought it would. Because the Lord tells me things as this spiritual leader. And He tells me things to tell you when you're blessed. And even if you done jumped in a mess, the Lord will give you advice to clean up that mess. Something may not have came right, but the Lord said, I'll make it right. Somebody may not be right in your life, but the Lord will turn around and make them right. And if they're not right, the Lord will turn around and get them out your life. Either way it goes. So, you know, that's that thing of what a father is able to do. He's able to see. He's able to see what your future is going to be in the spirit. And He's able to pour into you. I think it's my job to pour into my grandsons and my daughters. And you know, even my son-in-law, as much as he may say he don't need a father. But I see I'm influencing him. You know, and I see things that he's doing. We were riding yesterday, taking a little trailer back, and I can see the changes in him. He's a lot more mellow than he was a few years ago. You know, because we was always like, I don't know, one day I'm going to have to put a bullet in his butt. Nah. Even it's never that bad. But it was always in the back of my mind, if you get out of pocket, too young for fight. But I would do that because these kids would be all mad at me. Right. It's Johnny right now, but the kids would we don't dare do that. No, anyway. But the Lord puts a father in your house for a reason. And I've heard people complain about fathers, and the father wasn't there, and the father wasn't this, and the father wasn't there. And I used to tell them, sometimes it's better to not have a father than have one that disappoints you. Because you got that fantasy of what he could have been. And if you got one that wasn't anything, man, I'd have been better off without you. You know, me and my dad had that conversation one time. I told him, right before I went down, I told him, if you die first, I'm not coming to your funeral. If I die first, don't come to mine. And we shook hands. Wow. And that's how we parted. Wow. And then about 3 weeks later, he was dead. Wow. You know, but, well, no, it was about 4 months later, I seen him in Memphis, and we apologized. And then 2 weeks after that, after Thanksgiving, and I joined 4th of December, so it was like 2 weeks from it, and he died. And I'm glad we were able to clear that up. Yes. So all the animosity I had, you know, it's funny because my best friend, he bought him a quart of beer for his birthday, and my birthday was like 2 weeks later. He wouldn't buy me a quart of beer, and that's what the argument started off. You just bought John Chapman a beer for his birthday. I'm your son. You won't buy me a beer, and we both were like 15 and 16. So, you know, we're going to drink about a car wash. But anyway, you know, I digress. But that was what the whole last final argument was about, that he didn't buy me a beer for my birthday. Yeah, that I wasn't legally supposed to be drinking it. So every father you have may not be like the ones on TV. Amen. And even the ones on TV may not be like what they said they were. Yeah. So she had lost the head of the household and the sons. And hopelessness was setting in. The father can take you two major turns. You can seek a replacement, or you can give up and not care. Because I've seen a lot of young men that were raised without fathers that turn out to be good fathers. You know, because you need that to make in your mind, I'm going to do better than the father I had, or I'm going to be sorry like the father I had. You just got to make that choice. You got to take what wasn't there and make it better. You got to have it in your spirit to be better. You know, if your mother wasn't good or your mother wasn't there, you know, they do it too. But you got to be a better parent. You know, I've seen mothers that were drug dealers and everything else, and their daughters are just over motherly. You know, but they did that. They had a different spirit. They didn't want the life that they saw in their house. And so that's what you have to look at. What do you want for your children? When you have something in your mind that you want to break, a generation of that, break that stuff and start over. So when Naomi returned from Moab, accompanied by Ruth the Moabite, her daughter-in-law, arriving in Bethlehem, the barley harvest was beginning. Now Ruth meets Boaz in the grain field. Naomi had a relative on her husband's side, a man of standing from the clan of Elimelech, whose name was Boaz. And Ruth the Moabite said to Naomi, let me go to the fields and pick up some leftover grains behind anyone in whose eyes I find favor. Naomi said to her, go ahead, my daughter. So we still deal with this depression. Now they're going back to the old house because of Israel law. You can go back and claim your land. Nobody can take it. So they're back at the old house they originally had. And they clean it and dust and get it all together. You know, then all of a sudden Naomi, you know, they hungry. So Ruth said, I'm going to go see if I can glean the fields. The custom in the Bible says, when you harvest, don't take the corners. And if corn or something drops, leave it for the poor. Whatever you're harvesting, barley, corn, whatever you're picking, you don't, I dropped that and pick it up. And now let me go back through and get everything that I had left. The Lord said, leave it for the poor. So that's what she was said. I'm going to go beg like somebody poor. I'm coming here in need, but I'm trusting God to fill that need. I don't have a husband. I don't have anybody over the household. My mother-in-law going through changes. But I've got the love I had for my husband is so great that I'm going to take care of his mother. You know, the love that I have for my husband, I'm going to be a son to her and a daughter to her. I'm going to be that inheritance. I'm going to be that replacement. So you have such a good relationship with your in-laws that you can say, if you need something, I got your back. If you need somebody to take care of you, I'm here. And Naomi had that. So she went out and entered the field and began to glean behind the harvesters. As it turned out, she was working in the field belonging to Boaz, who was from the clan of Elimelech. And she just picked a field. But then again, did she just pick a field? Because they're close relatives anyway. And relatives in Israel live by tribe, they live by house. So her husband being a near relative, Ruth's father-in-law was a near relative to Boaz. So anyway, the field she started picking in happened to be right down the road. So just then Boaz arrived from Bethlehem and greeted the harvesters. The Lord be with you. The Lord bless you, they answered. They got this spirit today, you know. So blessed and no stressed, or whatever you want to say. highly favored. You know, we got our own little sayings. And blessed of the Lord. So they had their little slayings too, you know. And then Boaz asked the overseers of his harvesters, who does this young woman belong to? And Boaz was out there to check his property, but he noticed there was something on his property that wasn't there before. There was something that caught Boaz's eye. And the overseer replied, she is the Moabite who came back from Moab with Naomi. She said, please let me glean and gather among the sheaves behind the harvesters. She came into the field and has remained there from morning till now, except for a short rest for shelter. So Boaz said to Ruth, my daughter, listen to me. Don't go and glean in another field. Don't go away from here. Stay here with the women who work for me. Watch the field where the men are harvesting and follow along after the women. I have told the men not to lay a hand on you. And whenever you are thirsty, go get a drink from the water jars the men that fill. Just looking fine. I'm sure, you know, she didn't have a makeup on and a Sunday best dress, you know. She's out there working in the field, so she was a natural beauty. You know, and Boaz took notice of her and said, look here, girl, don't go all around these other fields. Somebody might be ready to grab you, you know. And then he told the men, y'all look out for her. Right. Don't nobody lay a hand on her. So she ended up in a secure field without even asking for it. So even though it seems like you're empty, even though it seems like it's not working out, even though it seems like the plan ain't going the way you thought it would go, even though you think you may be suffering a loss, but God is setting you up to be in a position to be blessed. He's getting you to where you need to be. He's getting you to where he has a blessing for you. He's getting that blessing started. God is saying, just get to the place of possession. Get to the place where I'm going to release. Get to the place where your blessing is. Get to the place where I can bless you. This is the field you're supposed to be in. You don't go in other fields. Boy said, right here. Right here is where you're blessing. And then go get a drink, take a break when you want to. Because you're going to have enough at the end of the day that you ain't got to hustle hard. God tell you, you're in a position, it's going to come through, but it ain't going to be through a hard hustle. People tell you, I'm on my grind, I'm trying to make it. You know, I'm working 2 or 3 jobs, I'm doing this and that. God got you in a position where you should only be able to work that one. He's going to prosper you through that one where you ain't got to do all these hustles. And you're going to work for yourself. You're going to be your own boss. Don't you know that's the hardest part you can get? Because, you know, you think, I got to get out there and get it. You know, I can't call in this me. You know, I'm going to take 4 days off. The poverty will come upon you. What did Proverbs 6 say? A little folding of the hand, a little resting before you know it. Man said, I can't go outside, might be a lion up there. You know, I said, man gets so lazy, he says, too much trouble to put the spoon up to your mouth. You know, he ain't got enough energy to eat. You know, so you got to get away from that poverty spirit. And verse 10, at this she bowed down with her face to the ground, and she asked him, why have I found such favor in your eyes that you notice me a foreigner? And Boaz replied, I've been told all about what you've done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband, and how you left your father and mother in your homeland and came to live with the people you did not know before. May the Lord repay you for what you have done. May you be richly rewarded by the Lord, the God of Israel, under whose wings you have taken refuge. Amen. Boaz was letting know you came from a land that really didn't know the Lord, but now you're in the blessed land. And you left the religion of your father, you left the religion of your homeland. But let me let you know whose land you're in. You in a blessed land. God has got you in a blessed position. God has got you where, you know, you've left the place where you wasn't blessed. Now he's bringing you to a place where you are blessed. And now you're in a blessed place. May the Lord reward you for what you have. And he said, you under the wings of the God of Israel. Take refuge. You with the real God now. And Boaz looked for character over beauty. And the Lord blessed him with both in one woman. He said, may I continue to find favor in your eyes, Lord? She said, you have put me at ease by speaking kindly to your servant, though I did not have the standing of one of your servants. And at mealtime, Boaz said to her, come over here and have some bread and dip it in the wine vinegar. And when she sat down with the harvesters, he offered her some roasted grain and she ate all she wanted and had some left over.
All right, man.
Now, she done took an extended lunch.
Come on now.
you know, she's supposed to be out there in the field taking care of business, you know. Boaz done told her, girl, don't work so hard. Come over here and have a meal with me. Drink some of this cool beverage. Relax yourself. Put your feet up. You know, don't be out there in all that sun.
Right.
You know, I mean, you got to picture how this thing's working out. Boaz, he set her up. The girl, no. And then he said he had a meal with her. He got to know her better.
Yeah.
To see, was she the one he'd been waiting on? The text tell you that Boaz was an older man.
Yeah.
So Boaz didn't just marry anybody. He knew he was prosperous. He knew he was a good catch. You know, you look at George Clooney, how old he was when he got married. George was like in his 50s. And he had many people willing to marry him, but he waited till he found the one he wanted. And he settled right in, all that chasing women, all that stuff ended that he was famous for. Now he's a good husband and father. You know, because he waited. And Boaz was like that. He waited till he got the one he was looking for. He waited till the Spirit told him, and now he's getting excited in his spirit, man. The Lord is leading me to the one. So they're sitting here enjoying this meal. Wow. And as she got up and began to glean, Boaz gave orders to his men, let her gather among the sheaves and don't reprimand her. Now you're getting into the full corn.
Right.
You ain't into the drop stuff now. You going all into the real stuff. Even pull out some of the stocks for her from the bundles and leave them for her to pick up and don't rebuke her.
Right. Wow.
So they're separating this big field, so ain't nobody else gonna grab what's for Ruth. Everybody has a designated area. So now that he's telling the people that work for him, that's harvesting for him, y'all pull out some more stuff and put it on the ground. I don't need all of it. I got enough of my own. But I want this woman to know what prosperity can be. I want this woman to know what she could have. I want her to know what the future could be. I want her to know that she's in a blessed land with a blessed man. So I want to let her know that, girl, you got to think about where you're at. God has put you in a position to be blessed. So he's got his servants working for her. So Ruth gleaned in the field until evening. Then she threshed the barley that she had gathered, and it amounted to about an ephah. Now that's an ancient Hebrew term that's about 10 baths. You know, it's a bushel. So you going looking for leftovers.
Right.
And you leaving with a bushel.
Come on now. Yeah.
Then you supposed to get enough for y'all to eat for the night or a couple of days. If you're blessed, right? But she had so much that she came out with a bushel. I mean, that's just it. Yeah. She carried it back to town, and mother-in-law saw how much she had gathered, and Ruth also brought out and gave her what she had left over after she had eaten enough. So not only do I have the raw grain, I'm coming back with what I got for lunch. You know, the doggy bag. Here's a doggy bag. So, I mean, Texas Roadhouse didn't invent it. She had a doggy bag here, you know? Wow. So then she carried it back to her mother-in-law and brought it out and gave her what was left over, and she had eaten enough, and Ruth realized that she had found a provider. After a full day of gleaning in the fields, she took home abundance. Now tell somebody, God will send a bushel before he gives you the field. Now let that marinate. Because we all know, those of us that know our Bible, know that she had a greater blessing coming. But he sent you a bushel before he sent you the blessing. He sent you that tenth, he sent you that offering. He sent you that potential. God will send you potential of what you can be. God will send you potential of what he has for you. God will send you a potential blessing. When God sends you a blessing on that level, you know I got more coming. I got more. This is just, I done worked all day. My arms are full. I'm tired and everything else. I done had a long lunch. And now I got to drag home this whole big basket. But it wasn't too hard. Because I know when I get home, I can show my mother-in-law that our fortune has changed. Mama-in-law, come up out your depression. Girl, you got to change your spirit. Get your old name back. I'm going to start calling you Naomi again. You name it again. You no longer Mara. Mara's gone. We are in a blessed place. We are in a blessed field. We have blessings coming. We got a bushel of blessings tonight. We got today's bread, tomorrow's bread, and the bread after that. Matter of fact, if we need to, we can sell a little bit. If we need some cash. Her mother-in-law asked her, where did you glean today?
Right.
Where did you work? Blessed is the man who took notice of you.
Right.
See what man you out there selling drugs? What were you doing out there, girl? You done come back. You done come back with all this and you say this is all gleaming in the field. Where was you at today? You know, she had questions. Blessed is the man. She knew it was a blessed man she was dealing with. People don't give you all that grain for gleaming. Wow. Then Ruth told her mother-in-law about the one in whose place she had been working. The name of the man I work for today is Boaz, she said. The Lord bless him, Naomi said to her daughter-in-law. He has not stopped showing his kindness to the living and the dead, she added. That man is a close relative. He is a guardian redeemer. It's a kinsman redeemer in the King James. Then Ruth the Moabite said, he even said to me, stay with my workers until they finish harvesting all the grain. Naomi said to Ruth, her daughter-in-law, it will be good for you, my daughter, to go with the women who work for him. Because in someone else's field, you might be harmed. See, in someone else's field, you might be harmed. That's a spiritual principle. When God has put you where blessing was, or God has put you to be blessed, you go somewhere else, they might not be where they want you to be. You know, you might not be where you think it's going to be. It may not be what you think is, you know, sometimes people get this vision that things is always better here and there. But wait till the Lord tells you to make them. Wait till the Lord tells you. Take the day. You know, we was talking about that, I think during Bible study the other day about it. As you get older, you get patience. And you learn patience. Because, you know, you learn that I can't rush and do everything right now. And the older you get, the more patience you get. You're not making bad mistakes, you know. You got to sit down and you read the whole paper. There's a woman a few weeks ago that got a big check for reading the whole thing, and they gave her like $150,000. She was the only one to read like 14-page document that they had given to everybody, and the insurance company put there, whoever reads this, call this number. And they gave her like $150,000 because she was the only one out of all the people that had read it. Everybody just signed, skipped right over it. Patience. She's working here patiently, trying to get this thing done. He said, you better stay right where you at, girl. Don't make no move too soon. So Ruth stayed close to the women of Boaz to glean until the barley and the harvest week was finished. And she lived with her mother-in-law. Ruth, now they get down to the threshing floor. One day, Ruth's mother-in-law, Naomi, said to her, my daughter, I must find a home for you where you will be well provided for. Now Boaz, with those women you have worked with, is a relative of ours. So tonight we'll be whittling the barley on the threshing floor. Wash, put on perfume, get dressed in your best clothes. Then go down to the threshing floor. But don't let him know you are there until he's finished eating and drinking. And when he lies down, note the place where he is lying, then go and uncover his feet and lie down, and he will tell you what to do. And she said, I will do whatever you say. So she went down to the threshing floor and did everything her mother-in-law had told her to do. And when Boaz had finished eating and drinking and was in good spirits, he went over to lie down at the far end of the grain pile. And Ruth approached him quietly, uncovered his feet, and lay down. In the middle of the night, something startled the man. He turned, and there was a woman lying at his feet. It's about that angel moving in the night. Boaz was gripped, and he was passed out. All of a sudden, the angel touched him. Get up, boy. There's a blessing at the end of your feet. Your future's already here. Get up. He said something startled him. So Boaz realized that his future was right at his feet. You know, so she did everything her mother-in-law said. Who are you, asked. I'm your servant Ruth, she said. Spread the cover of your garment over me, since you are a guardian redeemer in our family. The Lord bless you, my daughter, he replied. This kindness is greater than that which you showed earlier. You have not run after the younger men, which are whether rich or poor. And now, my daughter, don't be afraid. I will do for you all you ask. All the people of my town know that you are a woman of noble character. Although it is true I'm a guardian redeemer of our family, there is another one who is more closely related than I. Stay here for the night. In the morning, if he wants to do his duty as your guardian redeemer, good. Let him redeem you. But if he's not willing, as surely as the Lord lives, I will do it. Just lie here till morning. Girl, don't go looking for nobody else's feet. Your blessing at the end of these feet right here. Yeah, I'm that close. I got one dude to talk to. Was I talking to him, we could arrange your blessing. I'm about to make you a part of my family, girl. You already showed me you got character. You already showed me you a good woman. and you're smelling good and looking good. And that's off the stuff you was able to afford. When you give with me, you can have that Chanel number 5. You know what I'm saying? You can have that good stuff. Amen. So she lay at his feet until morning, but got up before anyone could recognize it. He said, no one must know that a woman came to the threshing floor. So he also said, bring me the shawl you are wearing and hold it out. And when she did so, he poured into it 6 measures of barley and placed the bundle on her. Then he went back to town. Now that represents 35 liters or 40 pounds. So you got the stuff you already been harvesting. On your way out the door, take some of this with you. Let your mother-in-law know we almost there. You know, your mother-in-law know what this is about. I know what this is about. You're a young woman, so you ain't seen what we seen. But your mother-in-law advised you to get in the position of blessing. Your mother-in-law advised you your blessing's coming. So take back evidence that I'm willing to be right. Take back evidence that this is part of the bushel. This is another bushel. Take this back and tell her that the blessing's still flowing. What I gave you the other day was just a portion. I still got more for you. I still got a greater blessing for you. I still got a greater future for you. Y'all ain't always going to be living in that old house. And Ruth came to her mother-in-law Naomi and asked, how did it go, my daughter? She told her everything Boaz did and had done for her, and added, he gave me these 6 measures of barley. Said, don't go back to your mother-in-law empty-handed. That's like, you know, when you go to somebody's house, it's always good to hit the doorbell with your elbow. Don't always come looking. Come with full arms and you got to do this to get in. You know? Come with a blessing. You know, that's the principle. You have a blessing overflowing. And you've been blessed so much. Go tell your mother-in-law this plan is working. Go tell your mother-in-law the king of Israel is still on the throne. Yeah. And Naomi said, wait, my daughter, until you find out what happens. For the man will not rest until this matter is settled today. All right, Naomi just told her, girl, this is something we're going to find out today. Boaz is going to find his cousin as soon as he can. Boaz is going to put him in the center of the town, and he's going to work this deal out. So then, Boaz took the 10 elders of the town and said, sit here. And they did, so they let you know he has influence. Boaz found the elders and told them it's time for a community meeting. So y'all sit down. That's his influence. That's his power he had in government. That he was able to get the other leaders to sit down and talk to them. Then he said to the guardian, to the guardian redeemer, Naomi, who has come back from Moab, is selling the piece of land that belonged to our relative Elimelech. I thought I should bring the matter to your attention and suggest that you buy it in the presence of these seated here and in the presence of the elders of my people. If you will redeem it, do so. But if you will not, tell me, so I will know. For no one has the right to do it except for you, and I'm next in line. And I will redeem it, he said. See, that next in line. You see somebody getting blessed, and you've been waiting on your blessing, you tell them, I'm next in line. I'm next in line. You know, I remember back when we were going around blessing all these people, these new houses, and I'm telling Janice, we still going back over on Union Street. We got this old house, we've been there forever, and I was kind of like, these people got nice houses. I was never jealous, but I was just like, man, when's mine coming through? You know? But you know, you had to realize that God said you next in line. If you want the blessing, you next in line. If you want to be blessed of the Lord, you are next in line. So he was telling them, don't worry about this, we next in line. When you got something you praying for and the day came through today, just tell yourself today that you are next in line. You are next in line. And he said, I will redeem it, he said. Then Boaz said, on the day you buy the land from Naomi, you also acquire Ruth, the Moabite, the dead man's widow, in order to maintain the name of the dead and his property. At this, the guardian redeemer said, then I cannot redeem it because I might endanger my own estate. Well, you redeem it yourself. I cannot do it. So the man said, nah, she getting all into my portfolio. Right. You know, I didn't mind the land, but you done brought this woman in and now. No, I can't do it. At this, the guardian redeemer said, I cannot redeem it. Then he said, now in earlier times in Israel, for the redemption and transfer of property to become final, one party had to take off his sandal and give it to the other. And this was the method of legalizing the transactions in Israel. So the guardian redeemer said to Boaz, buy it yourself, and he removed his sandal. Now we done went to the formal seal. So as I was going through this and reading about him getting this, and then Naomi is so blessed, it says that she was able to bounce her grandson on her lap. And everybody told her how blessed she was. And then Obed. And Obed was the father of Jesse. And Jesse was the father of David. And then you go on down to David was the father of Jesus. And all the way down because he was in that line of Judah. So you look at this and think about it. This blessing continued on long after her. And that's just what happens when you have a father that's strong and a father that's willing and a father that has character. Kings came from them. And it changed Israel's destiny. First point, fathers wait on God to send the right one to serve as their leader. Don't just jump on the first thing that comes along. It may look good and smell good, but wait till the Lord tells you that move. You know, as a father, you gotta be patient. You know, a lot of people that jumped in marriages and swore before the Lord to honor, love, and obey, and then they coming back from one to another one. And then, yeah, come on now. So take your time. Take your time. We all make mistakes. That's why that's the civil agreement. You know? That's what people worry about gay marriage. I'm not worried about gay marriage. If they want to get married, God bless them. That's a civil thing. But I know God doesn't honor it in my daughter. So that's up to them. I'm not going to protest you and march against you or whatever. And then the second point, fathers are willing to set and follow rules. Oh, that's the good part of being a father. I think in 7th grade, Drea didn't watch TV all year. She told me, I didn't realize it until she told me years later, she missed the whole 7th grade TV. Because that was my brother. If you ain't doing right, no TV. You know, she wasn't doing right. Then she was in the closet one day trying to play crazy on me. And she didn't know who she was or whatever. You know? And Daddy said, what's wrong with her? All bad, I got the, well, let me go get my belt. I'll bring you back to who you are. And all of a sudden, she came out of that. The Lord delivered her. Then she go ran away to her friend's house. And I went over there and told him, if I find out she's in this house, I'm gonna have all y'all arrested. So I don't play that. Well, no, she ain't here. Okay, I'm just letting you know. I'm looking for her. And I find out she's in this house. Y'all going to jail. She was home about 10 minutes later. That little runaway wrapped up quick. I knew she was in that house. You know, I wasn't even at the church, I don't think, but the Spirit told me. I knew she was over there. Well, I'm just telling you. Fathers are willing to set rules and follow rules. You know, if you put it on them, you can't do it either. You know, I can't do anything that I'm telling her not to do. You know, you got to be a father that's consistent. And then my last point, fathers leave a legacy that outlives them. What are your children and grandchildren going to be like? You know, you got to leave a legacy. It may not be a financial legacy, but that's a bonus. But leave people that bless other people. Leave people that love the Lord. Leave people that serve the Lord. As a father, you know, you got to be able to do the right thing. You got to be able to set standards. I'm a father. I ain't out here trying to drink and party with you. That ain't what fathers do. You know, your kids shouldn't be the same friends as you. You know, you see these people dressed up going out to party with their mother and all that. Nah, we ain't socializing on that level. I ain't Jeff to you and all that. I'm always there. We're gonna keep that wall right there. And if that wall start crumbling, I'm gonna give you a reminder. You know? Ain't but a few people on this planet that can call me dad, and you one of them. That's it. That's always remember that. Yeah. So that's why fathers set them rules. And you leave that legacy. They don't remember anything else about me. They remember I don't play. I like to laugh and have fun, but when I get serious, oh, he's serious. You know, that voice hit them. They clowning and acting crazy and all that, but you hit them with the bass. What did I say? And they know that shift. That shift. It's just like, that ain't playing voice. That's the voice. If you don't get right, there's a penalty coming. Yeah. And I mean, that was just funny. I never really had to spank my daughters, you know. Janice was always the enforcer. Yeah. I had to stop her from getting them down. Sometimes I thought she was going to take them out. But, had to be in there praying for her. All right. I'm just, she was beating people at the church. Beating with shoes and programs and I'm trying to tell you, you can't be beating on people's kids like that. Some of them weren't even family. She done popped in, you know, I give you a break beating on our family, but don't be beating on other people's kids. We We gotta find somebody else to work with the youth. That anointing ain't yours. You know, they duck it on the stage, they got moved. So, amen. But that father got to set direction. That father got to set things in order. Amen. So I just want to say happy Father's Day to all you. And those that are in that role and you're not a father or whatever, hey, if you just an uncle that is there in that role. I mean, there was some of my nephews that honored me and tell me I was like a father figure to them. And I thank God for that. I was able to fill that role for them, you know. So if you are in that position, even if it's a kid next door, you be in there and be that man. Show them what a man should do. Show them the man's role. You know, just be involved. Amen. Amen. God bless you. Lord, I thank you for this morning. I thank you for your spirit going before us. I thank you for all the things that you said and done. Lord, I thank you that you saw fit to give us that holy title. You saw fit to give us that holy office to be a father. And may we live up and be everything that you said a father should be. More of all, let us be a father that is submitted to God. And that way we know we'll be a right father. We'll be a righteous father. In Jesus' name, amen. Remember, he's risen with you. Is there anybody here that needs the Lord for salvation?
Amen.
So everybody knows where they're going on their day. Amen. I look forward to seeing you. Let's go to the festivities after prayer.